We've certainly seen a huge rise in the price of Ethereum, the cryptocurrency. So what's your forecast for where it could go?
I think with what you're seeing with Ethereum is exponential increase in the number of projects that are being built on there. And I could see there's billions of dollars being poured into the ecosystem right now, maybe 10 times more projects this year than there were next year, which I think could lead easily to probably tripling of the price from here before the end of the year.
And a tripling would essentially mean that Ethereum would surpass Bitcoin in terms of total market cap, correct?
That's very likely. There could be what they call in the industry a flippening, so they could potentially flip. On the other hand, the entire space is also increasing. There's a huge interest by the public. There's more areas and ways in which the public can invest, even in Bitcoin. So you could potentially just see an expansion of the entire space. While Ethereum could go exponentially higher, so could Bitcoin.
Stephen, you mentioned something very important, which I think a lot of viewers may or may not get, and that is the number of projects being built on Ethereum. And you make a very good parallel to this being sort of the Windows software of the crypto world in the way it's being used and the projects being built on top of the Ethereum protocol. Where are you seeing the biggest leg of growth from in terms of these new projects that you were talking about? Which industry?
You're seeing a tremendous amount of growth from it's across a wide variety. Fintech obviously is a natural area for growth in there. But now you're starting to see it becoming increasingly more creative. And so you're finding projects in the oil and gas industry. You're finding government using it in their applications. You're seeing it in gaming and resorts and all kinds of different industries. So really it's exploded across industry where it started off much more now or a couple of years ago.
Hey, Stephen, do you think that as more speculators come into the crypto market, the fact that Ethereum is considered to be far cheaper and faster for transactions to be confirmed on the Ethereum network, do you think that has something to do with the outperformance over the last few weeks?
Yeah, so Ethereum has shown us to be a lot more stable recently. And so, in addition to it being more useful currently than Bitcoin, people are actually using it as a currency as well. So in transactional costs being lower is increasing usage of the entire network. And that's increasing the network effects of it. So more users, more projects being built on there, and more programmers, and tens of thousands of them are currently trained in it. So it's just getting, it's going on an exponential cycle at this point.
So, Stephen, as I get dovetailed to that, so you talked about maybe some of the specs related to Ethereum that allow this to be the platform. The other side of this is, as it becomes bigger and bigger, do developers decide, so I have to bet on one platform, and therefore is it a self-fulfilling dynamic here? And are we getting to a place here where the big are only getting bigger? We saw this with Facebook in obviously a different realm, but at this point, you can't fight Facebook.
I think that there's some of that, but there's also competition. So there are some other platforms and other protocols that are out there. And plus, Bitcoin itself is having another platform that will be coming on it, which is called Rootstock. And that could offer some competition to it. So I would think it's kind of similar to the days where Apple, in the 70s had, the gargantuan market share, and then, IBM came in and started competition. So we haven't hit that moment yet. But there is some competition coming.
Stephen, this may be sort of an existential kind of question, but in terms of taking a look at the value of cryptocurrencies across the board, I mean, you mentioned Ethereum and its use cases, and there are many, many use cases to it, and what part of that is the speed of Ethereum. Can a cryptocurrency exist if its sole existence is based on being a store of value as opposed to being an actual currency? And I guess I'm asking this in the context of Bitcoin.
I think a lot of people call Bitcoin a store of value. I mean, in my opinion, I would say right now it's more of a payment mechanism and a speculative vehicle because a store of value, I think, would maintain itself over time, but it's, the price increasing on it. People are using it more as a speculative vehicle. So I think that will change over time. but that's not really been the main use case of it so far. Not in the way that you would look at for something like, people call Bitcoin, for example, sometimes digital gold. I think at this point in time, it's probably misplaced to be a real store of value.